corn dogs, funnel cakes,
Oh yeah, buddy.
cotton candy.
It dissolves in your mouth. It's super delicious.
These are your grandpa's state fair foods from decades ago. A quaint bite of history, taking us back to a time when people were just beginning to push the limits of state fair food. Now, decades later, modern mad food scientists are continuously innovating extreme food combinations that would make old granny faint.
Here, we've got barbecue sauce, pulled pork, mashed potatoes, more barbecue sauce, more pulled pork, more mashed potatoes, all built layer by layer to make one big, beautiful parfait.
But how did we get here? To find out, let's back up. The New York State Fair is the oldest in the USA, starting in Syracuse in 1841.
Welcome to the New York State Fair.
Back then, state fairs were a way to promote agriculture, a way to compete over who has the most handsome pig or cow. And in general, they were meant to promote rural life.
They have a beef barn. They have a cow birthing farm. They even have pig races. Perhaps they will let me be a contestant.
Over time, state fairs evolved to include entertainment like games and rickety rides ran by questionable carnies.
That machine has gas or something.
But more than that, state fairs have evolved to serve up over-the-top food creations you won't find anywhere else. Because as we know, Applebee's or Denny's simply wouldn't have the balls to serve up deep-fried Pop-Tarts.
Do I need good health insurance if I eat here?
Oh no, it's fat-free grease we use.
Okay.
You're all good.
In this series, I'm on a mission to document the incredible food innovation taking place across this country, starting at the New York State Fair, where over 34,000 pounds of potatoes, mostly in the form of French fries, are sold each year.
This is a very unique dessert. I was reading the description and it said that it has a caramel injection. And I thought, wow, are they using a syringe? Are they using a turkey baster? And then Josh molested my dessert.
Then we head west to the Minnesota State Fair, famous for every type of food you can imagine being found on a stick.
Look at this. It's basically a meat stick with a rice paper wrapper.
Alas, we end our cross-country journey at the Washington State Fair, a 20-day extravaganza where over 12,000 smoked turkey legs are gobbled up.
If you don't like hot flaming Cheetos, don't get this one. There must be a bag and a half of Cheetos on here.
Everywhere I go, I'll be hunting down and documenting the most extreme, downright irresponsible inventions these vendors have born into reality, like the defibrillator, a sandwich brought to new unhealthy heights as each of its ingredients are fried in a pool of hot oil.
Deep fried half-pound burger with deep fried bacon, deep fried cheddar cheese, deep fried cheese curds, deep fried pickles between 2 grilled cheese sandwiches.
Is that what I'm gonna be eating?
There's the barbecue split at Porky's Pork Palace, where all the usual banana split ingredients have been replaced with various smoked meats, with a cherry tomato on top.
Pulled pork is so juicy and it's just drowned in what she called a barbecue wash. I'm gonna use that for my new body soap.
If you like your sweets with a little bit of protein, you'll love this Twix, wrapped in bacon, then deep fried.
This is why we stay disciplined in midsummer. So at the end of summer, we can just let it all go.
And if that wasn't confusing enough for your taste buds, how about a Korean cheese dog coated in fruity pebbles or flamin' hot Cheeto dust?
A little bit of sweet and savory. It's delicious.
In this series, we can't have too much cheese, too much sugar,
This is a respectable white pile, enough to make Pablo Escobar impressed.
or too much grease.
After this, I'm gonna need a defibrillator to keep my heart going. Oh my gosh.
I'm searching high and low for this country's most outlandish state fair food. And it all starts here at Porky's Pork Palace.
For me, it's all about heart-stopping food. Have I come to the right place?
You've definitely come to the right place.
For the last 30 years, this place has produced nothing but hits. Their journey started with brisket, pulled pork, and smoked turkey legs. Now their menu has evolved to this, a reinvention of an American classic, translating the concept of a banana split into the language of barbecue. This is the barbecue split, and it all starts with the meat, smoked right here on premises.
This was built by another company. It takes about a year to build one.
For the whole trailer, what is the capacity?
1,500 pounds of meat.
That's wild.
A traditional banana split doesn't exactly require a smoker. Let me explain. The inspiration for today's far-out fair food typically comes with a few scoops of ice cream, chocolate syrup, whipped cream, cherries on top, and of course, a freshly split banana on the sides. Here at the Pork Palace, the bananas have been replaced with my favorite fruit, pork ribs. The ribs are smothered in barbecue seasonings, then smoked for 12 hours until they're tender and delicious. Time to build our savory dessert.
Everything starts right here with the typical banana split boat. Step 1, pile on some brisket. Step 2, some pulled pork. Wow, that's a lot of meat. Pork ribs, one on each side, just like you would do with the banana. Little barbecue wash on top. From here, this is really what makes it a split. A big scoop of mashed potatoes, a big scoop of coleslaw. Instead of cherries, we've got cherry tomatoes. A little bit more barbecue on top, and this masterpiece is finished. This costs $22. A very expensive fair food item, but I can see why it costs so much. There is so much meat. Let's just start with this. We've got potatoes right here. Delicious barbecue sauce, nice, smooth, velvety. I'm gonna get some potato and some brisket together. It's so juicy, it's smoky, it's succulent. And it's nice when you mix it with some mashed potato too. Just hit it with some coleslaw. There's nothing more American than this dish right here. I mean, they took something that's already bad for you, which is a banana split, and then they made a meat version of it. That's wild. Alas, we have the rib. Okay, hold on. No more coleslaw. Alas, we have the ribs right here. These are looking super tender and delicious. Take a look at that. Wow. Cheers. As far as heart attack tours go, this thing is just full of delicious, sizzling, succulent animal fats just waiting to clog your arteries. There's one thing missing from here. If you're truly trying to give yourself a heart condition, you need to have fried food. And that's what we're gonna be trying next.
Fried food at a state fair is a no-brainer. Anything dropped in a vat of oil just becomes better. But for Jim, it's not just about that liquid gold. It's all about...
It's all in the batter.
I'm here with owner of Fried Specialties, Jim. How you doing?
Nice.
How did you get started with this concept?
Well, I've been deep frying for like 30 years. I campground, I stopped out. I used to just deep fry every single thing. 15 years ago, we built a trailer and I decided to bring it to the fairs.
Here, over the last 30 years, they've developed over 40 different questionable fried creations.
Do I need good health insurance if I eat here?
This is perfect for you. It's fat-free grease we use.
Okay.
You're all good.
That's a relief, actually, because I thought it might be unhealthy. Okay.
No.
We're gonna see the prep for 3 different foods, starting with the Nutter Butter. It's a cracker with a little bit of peanut butter inside. Step 1, take a handful of them and put them in the batter. Once it's completely enveloped in batter, it hits the fryer. In the meantime, they're just soaking up all those healthy oils. Finally, after a couple minutes, we're taking it out. From here, a lot of bit of powdered sugar. This is a cookie I used to eat in my childhood. I haven't had it in 20 years though, mostly because I live in Asia. Oh, wow. That's really good. The physical properties of this cookie have changed completely. The bread has kind of become soggy and the peanut butter has melted. I can't believe it. He's really nailed the batter because this is not dry at all. It's just creamy, peanut buttery, smooth, and delicious. I'm on number 2 already. Oh man, oh, this is gonna be a problem. I have no breaks when it comes to fair food. Here's the thing, this is food number 1. We're trying 2 more. Let's keep moving. For our next fried food, we're doing a fried Pop-Tart. There are a few different flavor options. We have frosted chocolate fudge, brown cinnamon sugar, and frosted strawberry. My all-time favorite Pop-Tart is the brown sugar and cinnamon. That's what we're doing today. Step 1, grab your Pop-Tarts, rip it open, and return back to the batter. Thorough dipping, completely coated in batter, and they're put in the oil. Deep fried Pop-Tarts. This looks awesome. Alas, they're finally ready to be taken out. From here, each one is cut in half, hit it with a little bit of glaze. Oh my God. And then some powdered sugar too. Oh my God. This man is a visionary. I thought he was insane, like clinically, but no, this is delicious. If you give this to somebody, they wouldn't even guess it was a Pop-Tart. It's flaky, crispy, crunchy batter on the outside. It's soft and creamy on the inside. Oh my God. What a cool invention. And the fact that you could do this with every flavor of Pop-Tart, I'm gonna have to come back and try those as well. But for now, I'm missing a little bit of meat. So next, I'm gonna be trying his Twix wrapped in bacon. That's also fried. It starts with the Twix. Put some fluff on top. This will be an adhesive for that bacon. It's like a sweet, delicious glue. Wrap it in 2 strips of bacon. Next, it gets dredged in flour. From here, it's going into the batter, the same batter as every other creation here, and then it plunges into the fryer. After a couple minutes, the Twix are coming out of the fryer. Take a look at that. Hit it with some powdered sugar, a little bit of chocolate, and bacon bits. Where else are you gonna find stuff like this than in the freaking USA? So we've got bacon on the outside and bacon on the inside too. Shut the front door. Just a wonderful mixture of textures. It's chocolatey, it's peanut buttery. The bacon he's putting on is already grilled, but it actually becomes crunchy even though it's frying underneath the dough. That's wild. This is not health food. This is what we worked out all year for. This is why we stay disciplined in midsummer. So at the end of summer, we can just let it all go.
After eating a bacon-wrapped Twix, I'm beginning to wonder, what can't Jim fry up? Well, he's invited me to find out, challenging me to select any fair item from any vendor for him to batter and fry.
After this, I'm gonna need a defibrillator to keep my heart going. Oh my gosh.
But before that, we're headed to our next location.
Right behind me, it's known as the Tey Turtle, and their slogan is not your average place. They have a deep fried Reuben, they have deep fried mac and cheese, but what I'm here for is the pig and potato parfait. Now, what is a parfait? It's layers of flavor. It's usually strawberries, yogurt, blueberries, some oatmeal layered up. This is layers of flavor, but there is no fruit involved. We're gonna go into the kitchen now and see how it's made. It all starts with the parfait cup. That gets a douse of barbecue on the edges, a layer of pulled pork. Then we've got mashed potato going in next, and even more barbecue. More pork, a little bit more mash, and then barbecue sauce on top of that. From here, bacon bits, a cherry tomato on top, and a pretzel sticking out. That looks incredible. The price, $12. Not bad, because this is about maybe 2 pounds of food. So I don't know if you're like me, I don't measure my food in calories or normal portions. I measure it in pounds. The cherry tomato, I don't want to eat it. I already ate a tomato today, and that's my limit for the day. We got barbecue and bacon bits. Smooth mashed potatoes, nice chewy bacon bits, and sweet and tangy barbecue. That's great and everything, but I want to work my way down to this meat. Right here we have a load of pulled pork and some potato behind it. That is a good pulled pork. It's wet, it's juicy, it's succulent, it's meaty, it's everything you want in pulled pork. Well lubed up with barbecue sauce and potato. Oh my God, so speaking of heart attack foods, this is up there. It's so simple, yet so pure. It's ingredients that you're familiar with, rearranged and stacked in an unfamiliar way to give you a whole new experience. This is location number 3. We have a lot more to see today. Let's keep moving.
The New York State Fair is a 13-day extravaganza packed with entertainment, education, and technology that highlights agricultural development. Over 900,000 people attend what is New York's largest annual event, coming here to play games, interact with animals, go on rides, and of course, chow down on some heavy-duty food. Food you can't find outside this fair, like a lethal dose of mac and cheese and lobster. But before that, a daring dessert innovation.
After all that savory food, I am ready now for something sweet. Introducing
Just inside the Dairy Barn, Milky Bun offers a huge variety of ice cream flavors and candy toppings. But I'm here for their mind-bending cotton candy burrito.
Here they're not using a tortilla, they're using another ingredient, cotton candy. Already the sugar has been inserted inside the machine. Scientifically, nobody has any idea how these machines work. They just do. The next move is to tamp down the cotton candy, making it flat. This is our tortilla. Montana suggested doing cotton candy ice cream. Yes, cotton candy ice cream inside of cotton candy. Is it gonna be too much cotton candy? Absolutely. Fruity Pebbles, let's get some of that. We got a nice tight roll, then cut it in half. And now it's time for the big reveal. Ooh. $6. That's one of the most affordable fair foods I've ever seen in my life. Oh boy, oh, I don't know about that. This is a little bit of a mess. Oh my God, it's good, but that is cotton candy overload. Oh God, what do I do with this? Look at this burrito, it's melting before my eyes. It's too humid for this.
Messy.
It's a messy one. And low calorie. Oh, you can almost stretch it out with between the ice cream and that sticky sweet cotton candy. Oh, this is what the experience is supposed to be like. Look at that one. That one is real nice. It's creating a brilliant insulation right now, the cotton candy. Look at these colors. Nothing in nature looks like this. And if it does, it's probably venomous or poisonous and it could kill you. That is dessert. I'm ready to go back to some more meat. Let's keep moving. Right now I'm with Ashley at Elm Street Tacos. A pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Elm Street Tacos. Are these tacos a nightmare?
They're tacos to die for.
Ah.
Their specialties feature classic tacos with flavors inspired from South Texas. But I've come here for their signature Naughty Taco, filled with their very own titillating braised pork creation.
Got the kick of guajillos, chipotle, habaneros, jalapenos, but then it's got mangoes, pineapple. So you get that little kick, but you also have the sweet that goes along with it.
My understanding is that you can get this in a 12-inch version. Is that correct?
Yes.
We are now in the kitchen. We're gonna get started with this taco. It all starts with a 12-inch flour tortilla. Let's get into it. First, it's gonna get a little bit of a dip in some consomme. Throw it on the flat top and let it hang out. This is mozzarella. Here we have a braised pork that looks absolutely delicious. Then onions and cilantro hit it next. Plenty of pineapple and mango on there too. Give it a little bit of flip. That is what makes it technically a taco. Finally, it is complete. We're gonna put it onto the plate and keep it in one piece. Here we go. Little bowl of consomme on the side, couple lime wedges, and our taco is complete. Now, it's looking a little bit quesadilla-y to me, but if you claim it's a taco, then let's see if it will taco. You gotta be quick with this one. It's getting a little soggy on the bottom, and it's a wee bit flexible. It's so wet. I like that it's spicy, but there's like no salt. It's not very flavorful, which I'd like a little bit more punch. But the flavor of the meat that's inside of here is incredible. Oh, Lord. Take a peek behind the curtain. I mean, this is a beautiful mess. Ruthless, irresponsible piles of ingredients. But the question remains, is this a taco or is it a quesadilla? You guys let me know in the comments downstairs, down below.
Our next food is a beloved but destructive culinary creation where the iconic mac and cheese meets decadent lobster meat, all at a surprisingly affordable price.
I think the one thing that separates us from the 50 or 100 other vendors here is we have some of the cheaper prices at the fair. And at our stand, you can get a handful of things for $20, whereas some of those other stands, you might be looking at one item.
This fun fair food can be found at longtime vendor Jimmy B's. While they offer an array of fried delights, their best-selling items are various types of mac and cheese. Their mac and cheese options are just getting started with the lobster, but you can also entangle your taste buds with their buffalo mac and cheese, topped with chicken and buffalo sauce. Then there's the hot Cheetos mac and cheese, or even a bacon mac and cheese, generously adorned with a small mountain of bacon bits. Let's start with the lobster.
This stall is huge. They have a main kitchen, but right now I'm in the side kind of assembly kitchen where the mac and cheese and the lobster come together. Already prepared. We've got the noodles, we've got the cheese, looking steamy and delicious. From here, the lobster gets a big old scoopful, dumps that on top, he forks it. This place is known for being super affordable, but what about the quality? Let's find out. Cheers. It's sweet, tastes a little bit like mock crab. I'm not saying it is mock crab, it just tastes a little bit like that. It's really nice flavor. From here, I'm gonna fold in some of that mac and cheese. We don't want this to cool down too much because it's gonna get almost pasty. Oh, that's actually really good. The lobster is a nice pairing. I mean, the noodles, they're thick, creamy, cheesy, buttery, and then the lobster is just rich and sweet on top of that. It's a nice partner. Oh, it's good. I find the noodle to be a little bit mushy. Not necessarily my preference, but that's actually how folks in most parts of the USA make macaroni and cheese, especially when they oven bake it. I grew up in a trailer, so I like the mac and cheese that comes in a blue box. That's just what I'm used to. But for most normal Americans, especially the upper crust, they enjoy this.
Right now, I'm still on the lookout for a fair food that will soon be battered and fried by Jim at Fried Specialties. But before that, we're heading to Tommy C for a sweet treat that'll spark your joy even faster than your insulin.
Right now I'm in the kitchen of our next location. There is a lot of action here.
Burgers, french fries, and grilled meat are just a few of their best-selling items. But I'm here for their award-winning dessert that involves deep frying a cinnamon bun injected with caramel sauce.
Right here we have Josh, master of the buns. Step one, dip the whole bun inside of some batter. Put it on a plate and then rush over to the fryer and plop it in. Oh my God, we almost missed that. No, it's all good. I have never seen this type of preparation. Look, around the world, people love fried breads, but a fried cinnamon bun is next level. Once it looks like it could kill you, take it out. And we're gonna race back to our prep station. From here, it finds its home in this container and the build can be, oh my, hold on, what just happened there?
I'm making an infusion.
So he did an injection, but it is, he put some caramel sauce inside. From here, a smear of peanut butter. This is already looking quite decadent. Now some powdered sugar gets dumped on, Heath crumble, and mini Reese's Pieces. This looks decadent, over the top, and like it could possibly kill a toddler. Let's eat it. Josh molested my dessert. What was that about? He just stuck his finger in there. So it is injected with a little bit of Josh. Oh, little peanut butter, some Reese's Pieces, little sweet crunchy bits. I cannot wait to try this out. Here we go. The frying is nice because once in a while you'll get a cinnamon roll that's not quite moist, and so it makes it moist, it makes it crunchy. It's like delicious fried bread, but with cinnamon and frosting in there too. The only thing I haven't done is try that injected bits. I just got married recently. This would have been a way better wedding cake. This thing's awesome. A crowd pleaser for sure. Thank you, Josh. Josh knows his way around a bun. Josh has been more intimate with this bun than I have.
Finally, our long-awaited moment has arrived. After 7 different locations, 10 different foods, and roaming around the fair all day, I found the perfect contender for our deep fried challenge.
I I want to do something kind of easy that I've never seen fried before. Here at West End, they're selling $1 hot dogs. I'm gonna get a hot dog for $1, and then he's gonna bring it to the next level. Let's go. I'm back in the kitchen with Jim. I've got the hot dog here. Let's see what happens when you deep fry a hot dog. Step 1, unwrap the dog. It seems thin and narrow. Then you realize it only costs $1. Dredge the whole thing in flour, submerge it completely in batter, and then that whole hot dog is going in the fryer. Wow, that is a monstrosity. Just a big log of batter. We're gonna chop the dog in half, get a nice cross section there. Jim, you've outdone yourself. Thank you. This is the final food for today. After this, I'm gonna need a defibrillator to keep my heart going. Oh my gosh. He saw the hot dog and he's like, that's it? I think he wanted me to bring like a towering burger or I don't know, a lobster roll. But the hot dog, it's fried. You see the layers, there's meat, there's bread, and then the breading on the outside. It looks really cool. Let's try it out. That's really good. Man, for $1, that's a delicious sausage in there. And the outside, it's almost like cakey. It's kind of a semi-sweet, super delicious batter. I'm gonna hit it with some mustard. Oh yeah. This is the most American moment ever. Eating a hot dog that has been fried. Oh man, the bun is just pillowy, soft. It's like this perfect wrapper. After putting on more batter and frying it, it's just absolutely delicious, I gotta say. He knocked it out of the ballpark with this one.
Next, it's all about those fun, fair sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, they are not shy, they are not stingy with the lobster.
We're going deep, exposing highly unique sandwiches.
That is the top of our sandwich. Right here is our base.
Conjured up in a fever dream
It's a marinara masterpiece.
and born into reality by these visionary fair vendors.
Oh, this essentially is our bread today. Our sandwich journey begins right now with Jim of Fried Specialties.
Well, I started just deep frying sandwiches, deep frying burgers, trying to come up with the next concoction for the fairs. Last year I started the defibrillator. It's a deep fried half-pound burger with deep fried bacon, deep fried cheddar cheese, deep fried cheese curds, deep fried pickles between 2 grilled cheese sandwiches.
Is that what I'm gonna be eating?
Well, that's what you got.
Oh, wow.
The foundation of any exceptional sandwich lies in its bun, and in this case, our buns are 2 different grilled cheeses.
Wow, cheese is already starting to sizzle and melt.
Now, the burger patty, but instead of being grilled, it takes a dip in the deep fryer.
After 15 minutes, it looks like it's been grilled on a flat top. It's amazing.
And if that's not impressive enough, how about deep fried bacon?
Wow, look at that bacon getting crispy. I gotta say, Jim is opening up a world of possibilities to me.
Followed by deep fried cheddar cheese,
No breading, no batter, just straight up cheese in the fryer.
then deep fried cheese curds, coated in a crispy batter.
Guys, this might be the only sandwich for today. I'm not sure I can eat any more sandwiches after this one. There is a lot going on here.
And finally, to cut through the heaviness, pickles that are coated in flour and then deep fried. Time for the bill.
It starts with a base of a grilled cheese. Next we have the hamburger patty, a load of bacon, melted half-fried cheese right here, a pile of cheese curds pounded on top. Place everything inside a boat, and we're ready for the pickles. Wow, that's a lot of pickles. Next step, take another grilled cheese, put that on top. That is our top bun. Give it a bit of a cut to make it a little bit more manageable. I can't believe he's not selling this for $20, to be honest. And I gotta say, for structural integrity, this is holding together pretty good. I had a friggin' dessert burrito the other day. It was a disaster. It blew up in my hand.
Messy.
It's a messy one.
Right?
Pickle's good, it's crunchy, it's a little bit sour. I mean, take a look at the backside. That's a nice looking backside. And I'm a connoisseur of backsides. Oh yeah. Oh man. What's wild is a meal for a typical person would be 1 or 2 grilled cheeses, but that is just the bun. That is wildly greasy. Is there balance? Absolutely not. It's heavy, it's oily. Like pretty much every element inside of here is fried, which is amazing to me because I didn't even know that you could just fry a piece of cheese without flour or batter on it, but he did it. I didn't know you could fry a whole burger patty and have it turn out this good. I mean, look at this bacon. This is like the ideal crisp of bacon. I gotta say, after this, it's gonna be so hard not to go on Amazon and buy a deep fryer. It's so tempting, but it's the worst thing I could do for my health. I gotta be careful.
If you hate carbs and if you hate convention, this next rebellious state fair sandwich is for you. A creation you won't find anywhere outside of Tey Turtle.
I am with Jim. Put her there. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as always.
This beach bar themed stall has been around for 20 years. It's the home of deep fried mac and cheese, the deep fried Reuben, and their barbecue dessert known as the pork and potato parfait. All that sounds amazing, but I'm here for the Pickle Witch.
The brains of the place, Lana, her and her daughter, they're very clever people. And it was a hot, hot day during the summer. The fair can get real hot. You know, pickles are awful refreshing. And she started experimenting with some different things. And she says, let's try it. They're taking off. People like them. Plus, we're trying to get away from the carbs and bread and this and that more and more.
My big question is a Pickle Witch really a sandwich?
Well, I guess that's subjective answer to that.
Yeah, I would like a hardline answer from you. I want to start some controversy.
I'm going to say it is.
Yeah?
I am.
Sean? What's going on? He's about to pickle it up.
Turns out they had 3 different Pickle Witch options: the Italian, the ham, and the turkey.
We're starting with the Italian. Oh, he peels out the inside. Hit it with some mustard. From here, it's all about the American cheese going on top. First, a hefty load of salami. On top of the salami, a pile of ham, some nice pepperoni discs. Tomatoes, top it with another pickle. The ham, I think, will be more straightforward than the Italian. So tomato slices go on next, top it with a pickle. And our final Pickle Witch, the turkey. Hit it with some tomato and top it with a pickle. Cut it in half carefully, and the big reveal. Here they have 3 varieties, and they all come in at $8, which is wild because I think the Italian looks the most amazing with 3 different types of meat. So I'm gonna build up to the Italian. First, I'm gonna start with the turkey. I gotta say, that ain't bad. Actually, mustard is a perfect pair to the pickle. They complement each other very well. The pickle, obviously very sour, but there's a load of meat in here too. Next, we have ham. The big difference in this one is it tastes like ham. If I had to put my finger on one thing, it would be that. You know, people are always asking me, oh, you don't like cucumbers, how come you like pickles? It's completely different. For those who don't know, a pickle has been pickled. You're basically eating brine. I mean, a cucumber is like 99% water anyways. It just starts with evil water and it gets replaced by a delicious salty brine. On to the Italian. This is the one I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, that is a pile of meat. Oof, This one's legit. What's tough is, I'm not sure I could call this diet food. I mean, it is low carb, but I mean, that's like 500 calories of meat right there. Here's the verdict, very creative, I love it. This Italian one is my favorite by far. Super meaty. All in all, $8 at the state fair. Here, prices can get wild. Anybody can afford an $8 pickle sandwich. And if they can't, I'm gonna start a foundation so they can. Don't ask me to follow up on that.
Our next sandwich is a cardiac conundrum, a flavor fiesta, and a reason to schedule your next checkup all in one. And if that's not intriguing enough, this place boasts its very own portable, specialized rotating oven.
Inside of a food truck. This thing can go on the highway. How is this street legal?
But the real question is, why would a sandwich require an oven? Let's find out.
We have come to the stall. It's called It's a Utica Thing. I'm with Charlie. Put her there. Nice to meet you. What's up?
Utica has made quite a name for itself in the world of Italian-American cuisine.
I'm not a New Yorker, I'm from Minnesota. It's confusing, I looked it up. Utica is a city, but what's so special about Utica?
You know, we feature some great things that started in the city of Utica. Utica chicken riggies, Utica greens, tomato pie. That's what my hometown is known for, and we're here to talk about it.
Personally, I've never tried these regional delights, but in mere moments, I'll devour them all simultaneously in a sandwich they call the everything.
I'm here with Vincenzo behind me, son of the owner, and he's going to be walking us through the preparation of this sandwich. Now, it starts with a tomato pie. For me, I was thinking a literal pie crust filled with tomato. It's not that. It's essentially a pizza crust with tomato on top of it. Is that right?
Exactly.
Their Utica tomato pie showcases their homemade marinara sauce and pecorino romano cheese, lovingly nestled on a hearty bread crust.
That is the top of our sandwich. We'll be back for that. Right here is our base.
Next, Utica greens, a delicious mix of escarole, prosciutto, salami, and a grated cheese mixture. From here, he tosses in rigatoni pasta that's already caked with their creamy Utica chicken riggies sauce. Now, the cheese, pecorino, and mozzarella on top, and it's time to bake.
And away it goes. Bye. Look at that melty beauty right there. Hit it with some more pecorino, tomato pie on top, a little bit more cheese, and that's
complete. It's ready to go.
Let's go try it out. I've not been on the East Coast very much at all. I didn't even think that pie had been pizza. It's got tomato sauce on there. That is our bread. That is our bun. But then underneath, we've got mozzarella cheese, rigatoni, greens, and then more pizza on the bottom. Oh no, look at it, what a casualty. Amazing pizza, the pie itself very nicely done. They must have a good dough recipe. And you know, New York, they got better water than other parts of the country when it comes to making pizza. Here you have some of those greens. I've never had this type of green before. It's like a lava stream. It just keeps slowly dripping down. It's giving life to a new creation. I just want to really experience these riggies. I'm no etymologist, I'm no detective. I have a feeling that riggies comes from the word rigatoni. I don't think it's a whole different category. Or maybe it is. That's a really good sauce. Wow. Tomatoey, there's some chicken, just oodles of cheese. This is very satisfying. Man, that is one unique sandwich experience. For $16, you're basically getting 2 slices of pizza and pasta all in one. I guess some vegetables too. We moved on to our next meaty location. I'm sick of land animals. Right now, I want some seafood.
Welcome to Bold Coast Lobster Company, where they bring the flavors of the Maine coastline straight to your plate. From scallops and bacon skewered on a stick to their famous lobster taco, there is a sea of menu options, but my heart is set on the one and only lobster roll.
What is the secret behind a good lobster roll? Because the best lobster roll I've ever had happened to be in Austin, Texas.
Good lobster rolls just come from great lobsters. We use everything fresh. We don't do anything to it. No fluff. It's either chilled with mayo or warm with butter.
When it comes to their lobster rolls, you've got 2 mouth-watering options. You can go for the Maine style, where the lobster is chilled and coated in mayo, or if you're like me, you'll stay loyal to the Connecticut style, served hot and swimming in a sea of melted butter. But today, just for me, they're turning this Connecticut roll up a notch.
Right now we're in the kitchen. There's a ton of action going on and a ton of seafood too. Kate is behind me whipping up a couple of lobster tacos. They look amazing. We're gonna get started with our lobster roll. It all begins with the lobster boiling away in butter, and then we have our bun right here. They are not shy, they are not stingy with the lobster. There's a lot that goes inside. Now, something they don't usually do, but they're doing for me right now, a couple strips of bacon on top, just to make it a bit more heart healthy. For freshness, a little bit of lemon, and that is complete. I'm gonna try to squeeze a little bit of lemon on there. It's a lot of heaviness. You wanna give it a little bit of a kiss of citrus. Oh. Very nice bread quality. The bacon is super thin and crispy, and then you just got fat chunks of buttery lobster in there. I gotta say, after this, they might do an add bacon option for a few bucks, because that is incredible. Pigs should basically have fins and gills. Somehow they pair perfectly with anything that swims in the ocean. Do you like scallops? Put bacon around it. Do you like crab? Have it with bacon. Shrimp? Wrap it with bacon. Lobster? Pile on some bacon. Yo. If you like seafood, this is one of the best things you can put in your mouth. It is so delicious and meaty and satisfying. There's nothing like it. And I gotta say, I've had a lot of fried food today. It can weigh on your heart a bit, especially if you're not walking enough. If you need something more refreshing, uplifting, light, try this.
Finally, for our grand finale, prepare to indulge in the guilty pleasure of guilty pleasures.
I am with Monica. We are at cheating. Vero's Fine Food at the Fair. Vero, is that a family name?
Yes, it is. That's my maiden name.
With 25 years of winning flavors under their belt, they've mastered the art of fair food. Aside from the usual suspects like chicken tenders, onion rings, and sausages, their cheeseburger with liquid cheese sauce is a real crowd pleaser. Then there's the double patty burger, loaded with onion, bell pepper, and a slice of American cheese. But that is not a sandwich.
I've tried a lot of different animal protein so far today. We've had food from the sea, we've had cows, we've had pigs. I have not had any chicken.
So I'm turning my focus to their Vero special, a fried chicken sandwich with an Italian touch.
So I actually have a cook who is not Italian. He makes it right from scratch.
Their own marinara sauce.
We get raving reviews on it all the time. It speaks for itself.
We are in the kitchen of Vero's right now. Let's get started. Step 1, dig into the freezer, grab out a frozen cutlet, drop that inside the fry basket, and we will see you in 8 minutes. Today, we're gonna be using not a pickle, not a slice of pizza, but a Kaiser roll. There it is, the marinara. Next, put on the chicken, and then it gets another saucing. Trim right here, bring in the Parmesan. Bell pepper, it's gonna head on top. Oh my gosh, there's a 4th saucing occurring at this moment. Now even more Parmesan. Tap it, toothpick, and right there is our complete chicken Vero. Vero special, chicken Vero fried. That's a lot of words. I think they said Vero twice. The bread is really soft. It's like it's sticking its tongue out at you. You can see some of the chicken, some of the sauce, some of the pepper right here. Ooh, let's go. Awesome. I gotta tell you something, that ain't no Applebee's marinara. That's like marinara with heart, just really a depth of flavor. It's really, really nice marinara. And then the bell pepper offers a little bit of sweetness too. This is really impressive. A great chicken cutlet is juicy. It's a little bit crunchy on the outside. So you really have this blend of textures, which I talk about texture a lot because food should have more than one dynamic. Yes, flavor is part of it, but there's also presentation and there's texture. There's the way it feels in your mouth. This is stunning. Chicken sandwiches can be tough because oftentimes it can be uninspiring, but this is the opposite. They took a beautiful, simple piece of meat and they really brought it to the next level. The chicken itself, amazing, but with those piles and layers of marinara, even better.
Now we're leaving New York and heading to the biggest fair in the Midwest.
Welcome to the Minnesota State Fair. State fairs are known for their over-the-top decadent food, and that's what today is all about as I try to give myself an actual heart attack on the spot.
Each year, this place brings in nearly 2 million people. That is a lot of mouths to feed. Luckily,
This man, absolutely a machine.
this 322-acre state fair plot
Cookies and pies coming together, it seems like it shouldn't be possible.
is home to almost 300 different food vendors.
To me, fair food is all about innovative combinations and throwing caution to the wind when it comes to your health.
No calories count at the fair.
Today I'm going to be looking for sugar, oil, dough, carbohydrates, fentanyl. No,
I'm on a mission to try out Minnesota's boldest,
this is a unique invention.
brawniest, and most bad-for-you bites.
That is what we really want.
It all starts here.
I have broken into the kitchen. I'm inside now. I'm gathering intel.
To begin shocking my cardiovascular system, I've come to Jammy Sammys. Here, familiar comfort foods like the PB&J sandwich are elevated using the best organic ingredients. Bread is smeared with coconut oil and cinnamon on the outside, then on the inside, farm-fresh jam and almond nut butter. Press it all together in a hot griddle and meld those flavor crystals into something special. This PB&J remix is called the Soda Sammy, but soon I'll be trying their latest creation, a dessert sandwich known as the Sunday Sammy.
So the recipe starts with 2 slices of bread. This is the Canyon Bakehouse gluten-free bread. The first thing that gets put on is this coconut and cinnamon blend. Next step, strawberry jam, a big glob of it going on top. Now, white chocolate chips. This is a big departure from the typical peanut butter and jelly. Wow, those are gonna melt inside in just a moment. And put on the lid. Throw it on the griddle, press it down.
A little magic, a little bit of love from the heart, it all works.
Oh, immediately you can see these beautiful lines on top. Oh, look at that pattern. It is glorious. This is just the foundation, the beginning. Now it's gonna get a load of toppings. The bread is placed carefully in paper. Seal it shut. Step 1, putting whipped cream on top. That looks amazing. Look at these whipped cream skills. From here, peanuts and some sprinkles going on top too. Very artistic, it's beautiful. You can consume it with your eyeballs before you consume it with your mouth balls. The first bite, delicious, terrific. A nice carby base. It's almost like eating cake. You got the whipped cream on top. Peanuts offer a really delightful texture. You can smell the cinnamon, you can smell the coconut. This is the tough part. Where do I take my next bite? And is this wasted real estate? There's no whipped cream here. Am I gonna even enjoy this bite? Yes, I am. On the surface, it's just a sandwich, but here, they're taking it to the next level. It's sweet, it's carby, it's grilled on the outside, it's delicious. For $12, you're not just getting a sandwich, you're getting an experience.
This vibrant eatery is the brainchild of this extraordinary duo, Patrick and Kate, and its story begins outside the fairgrounds.
Kate and I got married, and then we opened up a restaurant in that first year. A couple months into the restaurant, we got a letter from the state fair. They said, hey, we've got a spot, do you want to pitch? They said, you have a month to come up with what it would be. It can't be in your restaurant, totally new, and how do you serve maybe 1,500 to 2,000 people a day.
For vendors, getting a spot at the state fair is a game changer for their business, but it comes with fierce competition. Most applicants fall short, and those who manage to crack the code are either exceptionally creative or just batshit crazy. Next on this heart attack-inducing tour, a Nordic waffle stuffed with ingredients that would make Norwegians wince. Let's check it out.
We have come to our second location. Right behind me, Nordic Waffles.
Waffles are ancient, dating back to medieval times. And in Norway, they've always been sweet, adorned with syrup, honey, or ice cream. That was until Stine came along, daring to load her waffles with savory goodness.
Here, they're putting crazy stuff inside, and they're kind of treating the waffle like a hot dog bun. They have waffles such as the Turkey Chipotle Club, Slammin' Salmon, egg, cheese, and bacon.
At 21, she began selling her unique waffles in Norway and quickly earned the title of Waffle Queen. When she brought them to the Minnesota State Fair in 2018, a place where food joy trumps tradition, they became an instant hit, with 42,000 waffles sold in just 12 days. This year, Nordic Waffles is pushing the envelope even further with an exciting new creation.
There's a waffle that we came here for today. That is the bacon-wrapped waffle dog. Right now, I've got Lena behind me, and she is the sausage bacon rolling expert. Now, this is where this dish begins.
You guys start right here, right at the top. Stretch the bacon a little bit so you get that full coverage all the way down the dog.
Very nice. And how many dogs are you doing a day?
A lot. We're constantly rolling dogs. There's always someone back here rolling. We call them dog twisters. Yeah.
We've come to the dog grilling station. Welcome to the assembly station. Right here, they're putting together a load of bacon wrap waffle dogs. Step 1, lay out your waffles. Step 2, put on some cheese. A double dose of cheddar cheese, that's gonna be real nice. There are so many people outside waiting. They don't even wait for the order. They just know they need to make dozens of these at a time. Next, pickles. 3 pickles per waffle. Next step, a big pile of fried onion. Wow, this has a lot of stuff. Secret sauce, some burger sauce going on top next. You know, a semi-liquid agent to tie it all together. Finally, this is what we've been waiting for, the bacon dog. They have a whole steamer full of these delicious grilled bacon wrap dogs. Now just wrap them up and serve them up. Oh, that's good. Is that maple bacon? It's interesting because it's sweet. It's a good quality dog. I mean, this whole contraption right here, $12. Not super cheap, but there's quality ingredients inside. And also, where are you ever gonna find something like this? Unless you visit someone who has the munchies in Norway. Each bite gets a little bit better. It's sour from the pickles, it's cheesy. The burger sauce, it tastes similar to what they put on the Big Mac. This right here is known as pickle lemonade. What the fuck? You'll notice as you go around the fair, there's a huge pickle theme, a love for pickles in general. I'm getting notes of relish. Wow, it's an interesting mixture because it's sweet, it's lemony, and then there's just a tinge of sour pickle flavor in there. I kind of like it. It's a hit. It's only our second location. Let's keep moving.
Next, a tantalizing indulgence doctors caution us against, but secretly wish us to keep eating. Welcome to Fluffy's Hand-Cut Donuts, where cholesterol becomes a distant concern, outshined by the euphoria these mesmerizing circles give your taste buds.
I don't even know what a hand-cut donut is. What is that?
We have our own custom cutters, and every single donut we cut out of the dough by hand. No machines are doing it, all muscle.
Meet Fluffy, the mastermind behind this delightful donut stall. She devours donuts like most of us breathe air. With her culinary genius, Fluffy has crafted an expansive donut menu featuring deadly delicious options like this one, smothered in chocolate spread, then coated with a load of chocolate chips.
I'm here for one donut in particular. That is the pickle donut. How did this come to be?
A couple of years ago, I was working at a fair. It was April Fool's Day. I was like, you know, it'd be so funny if we did a dill pickle donut. A couple people ordered it. I was like, maybe this thing would actually work. We just ran with that, and we featured it this whole summer.
Right now, we're in the room where the donuts journey begins. This is the dough room. Boom. Right here, we have our big dough balls. Those are already ready to go, soon to be hand cut. But what you gotta do first is you gotta push on them. You gotta give it a little bit of CPR. Make sure it's still alive.
Oh yeah.
Next, the rolling pin comes out, flatten it even more. Then we're putting it through a kneading machine one time. Oh man, there's a lot of walking involved in this job.
Oh yes.
Oh, and this is where it comes in, the hand pressed, no machines here except for this man, who is absolutely a machine.
Thank you.
Perfectly cut every time. Wow, so this excess dough right here gets made into this right here. Donut, holes, glazed, and sugared. So the steel grate disappears and the donuts are just floating on top of this oil pool, getting nice and fried one side at a time. When the alarm goes off, it's time to give them a little bit of a flip. The bell has gone off, the donuts have finished frying. This is our naked foundation, ready for toppings. Right now I'm in the decorating trailer with Whitney.
We will put a liberal amount of this whipped cream cheese spread on the donut. We take just regular blocks of cream cheese, we add dill pickle juice and dried dill to it as it's whipping.
And is this the hottest donut right now, or what is the hottest donut in town?
This is our top seller. The last fair we were at, we only sold dill pickle donuts basically. It was so popular, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
5 pickles per donut.
And how'd you come up with the perfect number of pickles?
We tried it with 4 and it never looked like quite enough. And I said, you know what? I think the number is going to be 5, and we just ran with it. And now we just shake on the dried dill. Our savory sprinkles. Now they're ready to eat?
Perfect, thank you. It is actually quite beautiful, especially the way the sun shimmers on the cream cheese. I wonder if perhaps they went overboard with the pickle theme, but I'm gonna find out soon.
Oh.
The donut itself, very nice. It's very doughy, great texture. Did I mention it's hand cut? They cut it with their hands. I mean, there's a tool where their hand pushes the tool. Then there's this savory cream cheese on top, very tangy, just like a pickle, like a little vinegary, which is usually not a word I use when eating a donut. It is expertly made, just like so many foods at the State Fair. It's unique, it's innovative, it's something different. Here's one of the crazy things though. For most Minnesotans, this will be the weirdest thing they ever eat. For them, I recommend eating with the Maasai tribe. Once you've drunk warm goat's blood raw, actually this seems pretty good. So that's fluffy. There are a lot of options here though. You don't have to get pickles. You can get one of their other insane creations. Guaranteed diabetes or your money back. It's important for insurance.
Coming up, 2 State Fair staples combined into one destructive dish.
Our next location right behind me, cheese curd tacos.
These little bundles combine 2 iconic Minnesota favorites.
A new iteration of cheesiness. Isn't that super fun?
A fusion so gloriously unhealthy, it should come with a personal trainer.
Sadly, they are so busy inside right now, they said we cannot come into the kitchen, so we have to go in line like everyone else. That is where the line starts, and then it goes this way, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. It's gonna take half an hour to get this.
Today, I'm getting 2 varieties. The box checker taco, loaded with chicken, bacon, and fried cheese curds.
Boom, we finally made it to the front of the line.
And their latest creation, the dill pickle taco.
It's kind of like Starbucks. You order here and you pick up over there. Right this way, they have a very efficient system here. It's quick. Everybody has one job, one responsibility.
Order for Sonny.
Yep, here we go. Thank you. It looks like this is a flour tortilla that's been fried. I like it. There's lettuce, and underneath that you can see the cheese curds. Now one of these has pickles and one of them has other stuff. Oh, that one is pickled. This is the box checkered. It's kind of like a chicken bacon ranch sandwich, except it's in that crunchy tortilla. The cheese curds don't taste that prominent. I thought I'd be more blown away by the cheese curdiness, but it is very heavy. It is delicious. I'm gonna hit it right here in the ranch. Now the ranch is gonna be a dominant flavor here. Hopefully I get some big cheese curds in that bite too. Here we go. Oh, that's bad for you. This is the ultimate junk food. This here is not something you can find in the freezer aisle. You have to come here to have this type of experience. Right here we have the pickle dog. How do I know? Because the last one didn't have pickles, so just process of elimination. I'm gonna give it a dip in this jam sauce. It tastes a lot like pickles. It's mostly pickle flavor. They've essentially ruined the cheese curd experience. In fact, what I would do, just open it up, eat the cheese curds. That's the move. Oh. Very good. Top 10 cheese curds in this fair. So that was $14, and that is clogging my arteries. I feel my heart beating faster now. I gotta finish this episode before all the blood goes to my stomach and away from my heart. Take a look at this place. It is Saturday afternoon. It's getting later in the day, and this place is just getting busier and busier. I recommend coming early morning because that's when you're gonna have the most space and the least lines.
Apple pie. It's usually a harmless dessert, unless you get it from here. At this stall, a year of research was spent on making this classic dessert as unhealthy, or should I say decadent, as possible.
How long ago did you start, and how'd you get started?
Its inception began 2 generations ago in Greece.
So it kind of goes back to my father. He grew up in a very small, poor farming village in southern Greece. So he came to America for a better life. He started at a restaurant, kind of worked his way up to a baker, and then he became well known for his baked apple pie. So he always wanted to come to the Minnesota State Fair. It's the biggest event in the country. He never made that dream come true. So my sister and I said, hey, why don't we take Dad's recipe, kind of change it, make it more fair friendly. How do you do that? You deep fry it. We, presented it to my parents. We're like, hey, we got this idea, and they're like, you know what? You're not gonna have a good product.
Your parents started by just completely doubting you.
Oh, 100%. Right away. My sister took the recipe, played around with it, got something that tastes really good. My mom literally worked on that crust recipe for 9 months. And then, with my dad's wisdom, we got to where we are today. And now we're traveling the country, going to all these different state fairs.
Their menu includes 3 varieties of pie: the original mini apple pie, the mini blueberry pie, and a new 2023 edition, the cookie dough pie, which is what I'll be trying soon.
I'm inside the pie making factory right now to get a peek behind the curtain and to see how it's done. Before coming here, the pies are already pre-made and pre-stuffed. Cookies and pies coming together. It seems like it shouldn't be possible. Andrew is manning the fryer. Just like that, the pies hit the oil, and he puts a basket on top to keep them submerged. After being fried, wouldn't it just be a cookie?
It's melted cookie dough inside the pie.
Oh my God, this sounds truly decadent. I cannot wait. Boom, and after a few minutes, this is what they look like when they come out: golden, brown, and absolutely delicious. Once ordered, they are transferred to the topping station. Here, the cookie dough pie gets a sprinkling of powdered sugar. From here, we go to the ice cream station. There are 2 flavors, cinnamon and vanilla. It is a generous, semi-aggressive scoop. That's a lot of ice cream in there. So that is how it's made. The only thing left to do is to try it out. Let's go for it. It has all the hallmarks of a very over-the-top decadent food. Inside here, oh, look at that. It's like melted. Yes, it's like a hot and gooey cookie dough. Wow. Potent, powerful. As I chew it, I can actually feel the grains of sugar. The move here is you get some of the cookie dough, you get some of the pie crust, you mix in some ice cream, and that is the ultimate bite. That's really good. I'm not really a sweets guy, but I love this. The fact that the cookie dough is so warm, the pie is so warm, and you're combining that with cold ice cream, it's almost like refreshing. Oh God, 100 calories right there. But F it, it's a state fair, it doesn't count. It only comes once a year, you know, for 3 weeks. So go here every day, eat this, you'll still be fine. I need to test my blood sugar.
If you've been paying attention, you've likely noticed a recurring theme at this fair. The most beloved and most popular foods are all deep-fried delights. Now, brace yourself for the ultimate heartbreaker. An outrageous deep-fried creation served with a side of health hazards.
After 5 decadent fair foods, I am about to burst. I feel my heart beating in my ears. Anyways, I've got one more food, and it's this place right behind me. Deep-fried, batter-dipped Twinkies and Buckeyes.
Twinkies are cream-filled sponge cakes, and Buckeyes are peanut butter fudge balls covered in chocolate. You can get these candies in their default form, but if you're not boring, their deep-fried renditions are waiting for you to sink your teeth in.
Sounds insane? Let's go take a look. I am in the kitchen right now with a man who calls himself Butter, and soon I'm gonna see the Buckeye making process. Putting it inside the batter, and then that goes straight into the oil. That looks awesome. And then right here we have the final product. Steamy, somewhat crispy on the outside. That looks awesome. So this place is serving 3 different menu items. You have the Bucky by itself, just put on a stick. After that, you have the battered Buckeye, and
I may regret it later, but I'm also getting their deep-fried Twinkie.
that's what this is right here.
Batter it up good, then let the oil work its magic. Will this be my final meal for today or for life? Either way, time to indulge.
Oh my God, I didn't want, that's remarkable. It is so soft on the inside, it's like pillowy, tender, a little bit of crunch on the outside, and then really fluffy on the inside. This is genius, it's amazing. So that is a Twinkie, but here we have the Buckeye. This is gonna be a sugar bomb. Peanut butter, chocolate, and then all that wrapped in this batter. Oh, wow. It's so sweet. Automatic hypertension. It almost tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup. If I'm honest, this is a little bit more sweet than I prefer. What I do like about it is how the batter on the outside is make a casing to hold all the candy inside, and then the candy is just straight up melted. Oh my gosh. It doesn't get more decadent than that. So that is the Buckeye. What do you think? Would you try it?
Now, I'm on a mission to spend over $100 on state fair food. So can it be done? There's only one way to find out.
Here we're headed to our first location owned by a good friend of mine, Yi Vang. Yi and I recently went to Laos together, and now I want to check out his Hmong food here at the Minnesota State Fair.
This is the first ever authentic Hmong stall to grace this 150-year-old fairground.
So I have broken into the Union Hmong kitchen, and this place is slamming. Actually, they probably would prefer I wasn't in here.
Inspired by Yi's unique culinary journey with Mon Cuisine, this place offers a one-of-a-kind menu unlike any other stall.
First of all, chicken thighs, looking juicy and delicious, heating them up on the grill.
These are called Hill Tribe chicken thighs, an homage to the Hmong, who are known as the Hill Tribe people. For those seeking something lighter or that never had a face, there's the lemongrass turmeric tofu, expertly grilled and paired with noodles. But that's not all. There are 2 more Hmong specialties on the menu that I'll be trying soon.
Being here, this is all we have to cook out of, this little booth. So it's all about logistically, how do we get everything prepared in our commissary kitchen and brought over here? If you're taking any slow time, the line builds and then people skip it out.
Okay, so efficiency over flavor.
Oh, flavor's still there.
Course 1 of today's culinary expedition, Hmong sausage.
What makes the sausage Hmong?
What makes the sausage German? What makes the sausage Portuguese? It's what's in it. So it's lemongrass, ginger, garlic, shallots, Thai chilies, and fish sauce.
Once grilled to perfection, the sausages are cut into small chunks, then combined with rice noodles and salad.
Come take a look at this chili sauce. It doesn't smell that spicy. We'll find out. I'm just gonna dump the whole thing in there. Oh yes, a big, beautiful glob. The next move is to mix it up a bit. Now I've got noodles, some salad, all that chili sauce. I'm told there's not tomato in the chili sauce. I don't know why it has a little bit of a marinara flair to it, but it's also very spicy. This, I think for most folks in Minnesota, it's gonna be too much for them. But the young generation, they're a little bit more ballsy. They like to take risks with their mouth. Boom. This is what we've been building up to. Noodles, sausage, a little bit of pickled veg. It tastes similar to what I've had in northern Thailand. There's lemongrass, there's spices. It's absolutely delicious. It's stunning. That is course 1. Let me grab course 2.
What began as a family recipe made by Yia's mother is now an instant state fair hit.
Here at the legendary Galab. It's something I tried a couple years ago at Yia Vang's house. I'm excited to try it again because it was the best I'd ever had.
It all begins with the dough, made from a blend of wheat flour, yeast, baking powder, oil, and condensed milk.
So my mom made like 18,152 of them. We're actually projecting that we'll sell out of that before the end. So tomorrow they're getting back in the kitchen and they're making some more.
So you're putting your parents to work essentially.
Then comes the filling, a delicious mixture of stir-fried pork, chicken, cabbage, and glass noodles. Finally, the fillings meet the dough, enriched with the addition of an egg. Simply steam, and these plump buns are ready to amaze.
$12. What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. These are handmade individually by Yia's parents, and he is behind them with the whip, just making sure they produce over 18,000 of these for a 12-day period. That's hard to even comprehend. Oh, man. That bread, heavenly. It's a perfect texture. Soft, steamy, fluffy, semi-elastic. There we go. I've never had a bao with a dip before, but let's try it out. Mmm, delicious, fresh, and spicy. Yia Vang says, hey, if you don't like spice, go frick yourself. Is that right? Oh, he's shaking his head now. He's holding true to generations old traditions, and man, it is good. Let's explore the inside of this bao. A good amount of delicious fillings. I can't wait to get to that egg. Oh yeah. This isn't just a food, it's an experience. This has been a great start to the day, but we have a lot more to see. Let's keep moving. He's laughing at me. Look at this guy.
To drive today's expenses closer to $100, we've come to
Shanghai Henry's. Definitely two names from different sides of the world.
This kitchen is all about food fusions, hacking inspirations from diverse corners of the world into a paper box. From Korean barbecue tacos all the way to crispy chicken tacos. But that's just the beginning. This year, they've unleashed a new creation, a baffling mix of Chinese and Norwegian cuisine.
Here they're doing a steamed bun and it's stuffed with something very unique.
Let's start with the Chinese influence. This is a special steamed bun. Its makeup is very similar to Yia's Galabao bun, but structurally, it resembles a taco. Here, they're selling 4,000 a day. Now to the Norwegian influence. This is lutefisk, a fish dish dating back to the Viking era, and here it's made with Norwegian cod.
They actually used to hang it from trees. Basically, it's dried and then it's reconstituted by being soaked in water. That's why it gets the unique texture that it's kind of legendary for.
After the dehydration-rehydration process, it's marinated in a sweet hoisin sauce and baked in the oven.
Place the steamed buns inside the box. We've got a slaw. A stripe of hoisin sauce goes on each one. And then right here, we have the baked lutefisk going in. There's a mixture of cilantro, green onion, and sesame seeds. That is beautiful. This is a hard lemonade. They put hard in front of something. It means it's got booze in it. Let's get a little buzz at, hold on, what time is it? 10:48 in the morning. Oh my God, it's late in the day. Let's drink. Oh yeah, that's alcoholic. And that is putting me in the mood for this right here. I love it. It's a delicious coleslaw, and the steamed bun is the perfect vessel for all these delicious ingredients. But what about the fish? I didn't even get a fish bite that time. Wow, it has a little bit of a harder texture, slightly dense, but not unpleasant. They have a delicious marinade on there. It's a little bit fishy. Interesting, daring, wild. It's a fusion very befitting of Minnesota.
In my attempt to break the bank, we're fishing for lobster on a stick. Now this has to be pricey. Welcome to the historic food building, where vendors like The Mouthtrap, serving gooey, hot cheese curds, go head-to-head, competing for the attention and stomach space of the many patrons that stroll through. And right now, my attention is drawn to this Silicon Valley of seafood.
This place has been here a long time. They're a legend when it comes to the Minnesota State Fair.
Fish and Chips Seafood Shop, a first-generation OG whose status only grows more legendary each year.
Some folks have just one food and they crank it out. You guys have 15. How do you handle that much variety?
We focus on getting our kitchen set up well so that we can cook very well, just getting good at what we're doing.
In this kitchen, you'll find some of the most addictive seafood you'll swear must be laced with delicious crack. From sizzling flat-top grilled shrimp to crispy deep-fried calamari and the timeless classic fish and chips, every bite promises nothing short of extreme culinary pleasure.
Today I'm here for lobster on a stick.
Step 1. Batter up the slipper lobster tail meat. Unlike the more commonly seen Maine lobster, slipper lobsters are clawless herbivores with the ability to camouflage.
One by one, each of these lobster chunks gets put into the oil. Hand battered, hand dropped into the fryer. Has putting the lobster on a stick helped improve sales?
Yes, a little bit. Everybody's looking for that thing to say they had on a stick. We've got a few items on a stick. The lobster is by far the best seller.
Before diving into this crispified sea scorpion. I'm getting appetized with another oceanic delicacy, the oyster. After getting battered and covered in crunchy breadcrumbs, the oysters get a quick hot bath in the fryer. In no time, this once slimy seafood is transformed into pure crunchiness.
I'm gonna bite it in half and see what happens. Wow. I just felt like a tidal wave of ocean wash over me. It's really unique. It's kind of mushy. It's a bit briny. Like, that is definitely an oyster. There's no mistaking what's inside of there. Here they have a special sauce. They call this yum sauce. Now, what is yum sauce?
Yum Yum sauce is a creamy, tangy, and slightly spicy Japanese condiment, typically drizzled over grilled meats, so let's see how it pairs with seafood.
Okay. It's a little sour, it's a little sweet, it's very yum. When you mix that up, it kind of compensates for some of that briny flavor of the oyster.
Now skewer the crispy golden brown lobster chunks. The final touch, a luscious dose of butter and fresh lemon. There goes my Netflix subscription for the month. Let's see if the lobster is worth it.
This is a lobster. Actually, this is 2 lobsters. I feel like it's cheating, but 2 just looks so much better than 1, right? Oh yeah. They've topped it with a lemon. The crunch is wild. What the batter does is it makes each one about twice the size because it's fluffy, it's full of air. You're getting a ton of batter, flavor, and crunch, and then a nice chunk of lobster meat inside. Very savory, it's heavy, it's fatty, oily, decadent, over the top. It's wild. This is certainly a unique way of enjoying lobster. If you're bored of steamed lobster, who's bored of steamed lobster? Oprah? If you're Oprah, try this. It would be disappointing and not nearly as satisfying if they did a whole lobster tail. Cutting it into sections like this, having almost lobster nuggets, that's the way to do it.
As I search for my next wallet-busting fair food, I've come across this Vietnamese stall with a belly-busting menu.
Right behind me, a place called Hue Viet. One of the most Vietnamese things that they have here is the Vietnamese coffee. But there are a couple items that feel unfamiliar to me. So I want to talk to the owner and learn more about the Vietnamese influence that went into these dishes. I've lived in Vietnam now maybe 8 years. In the time I've been in Vietnam, I've never seen one egg roll.
As far as the egg rolls go, they are authentic Vietnamese egg rolls. This is what my family made when they were in Vietnam. They're very, very small. This is like a gigantic version of it. And we are using Vietnamese spring roll wrappers. They're from Vietnam, the Rhodes brand.
This is a traditional Vietnamese wrap called bun chang ray, made of rice flour, tapioca flour, wheat flour, and egg.
Boom, I'm in the kitchen. Nobody wants me in here. It's so busy.
To make Hue Viet's unique egg roll, wrap it around a delectable filling mixture of pork, veggies, and noodles.
Here we have a fresh container of par-fried egg rolls.
Then plunge giant basket-packed batches of these rolls into hot oil.
Wow, these look incredible.
While we wait for that,
these look pretty dang good. Probably not something you're going to see in Vietnam.
I'm trying out their contemporary wontons, filled with cream cheese, garlic, scallions, and special seasonings.
It's an interesting fusion between what Americans like and what Asians make. Oh, that's good. For a heavy food, it manages to be somewhat light. It's very thick cream cheese, but not too much of it. A nice balance between the wrapper and the cream cheese stuffing inside. Beyond that, it's garlicky, but it's also very sweet. A little bit of duck sauce. I'm just gonna take this whole one down.
Need to wash it down?
Amazing.
Our tremendous egg roll is about done. But before that, I must get a taste of their mini vegetarian egg rolls.
These look like central Vietnamese fried spring rolls, essentially. They look delicious.
These are wrapped with bun chang ray, filled with taro, wood ear mushroom, tofu, onion, carrot, and special seasonings.
I'm gonna hit my egg roll with a little bit of fish sauce. Oh, what's really wonderful about this type of egg roll is the wrapper. It's basically like a mesh or like a net rice paper. Oh, really good. And so what that paper does is it creates a very unique texture. It's kind of flaky, crunchy at the same time. The fish sauce is excellent. Just a little bit sweet, certainly not too fishy. I'm gonna bite this one in half and investigate what is inside. You can see the wood ear mushroom, I can feel the carrots. This is something that's heavy and light at the same time. There's certainly a lot of people who haven't been exposed to a lot of different types of Asian food like this. This is a very unique local dish that now you can get at the Minnesota State Fair. Now, we're building up to the big kahuna.
Finally, these egg rolls completed their oil service and will now be honorably discharged into my mouth.
Right here, they're putting the stick in it that makes it very Minnesotan and much easier to eat too. I've never seen such a busy kitchen. Spring rolls just flying out left and right. Take a look at this. It's stuffed with half a pound of pork. That's a wild amount of pork. It's glistening, golden brown rice paper on the outside. I cannot wait to take a bite. Whoa, that is legit. It's very delicious, savory, very heavy too. So I want to splash it with a little bit of fish sauce. Oh yeah, you can never have too much. This is awesome. It's just full of meat, very crunchy on the outside, super savory. For me, I'm not a huge fan of the Minnesota Chinese-American egg roll. I find them to be very cabbagey and very wet, and usually there's almost no meat inside. If I had to guess, I think the owners are calling it an egg roll because that is what's familiar to people here. For the price, this is a great value. No fillers in here, unless you're counting the noodles, but I don't count that. That's the good stuff. We have come to what I believe will be our final location because I'm running out of stomach space and I'm running out of money. Behind me, Giggles Campfire Grill.
This family-owned gem specializes in authentic Minnesota fish and game flavors. Their incredible offerings include elk burgers and smoked salmon on a stick. This is a great place to discover a taste of Minnesota. Though, as a native Minnesotan, they've got some stuff here that I've never seen before.
Much of it revolving around one of this state's most delicious freshwater fish. Let's go check it out. We are headed into the kitchen and this place is crazy busy. We're headed to the frying station now. The first thing I'm going to be trying are the walleye fritter pops.
The walleye is the prized official state fish of Minnesota. They can grow up to an impressive 25 pounds, and their mild, flaky white meat is considered among the finest in freshwater offerings.
This is not a sweet. This is fish in a fried ball. Let's check it out.
This recipe starts with smoked walleye getting balled up with cheese, dill pickle relish, garlic, and confidential seasonings. Coat the mixture with panko breadcrumbs for that perfect crunch in every bite. Now plunge these Minnesota fish balls into the sizzling deep fryer. These walleye fritter pops are this year's new item, joining the menu of beloved classics that have welcomed over 100,000 fairgoers every single year.
So we have a huge tray of balls here that just came out of the fryer. Now each one gets stabbed to death and then served. Fried chunks of walleye, plus some sauce that's spilled. There's a micro lemon here. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a squeeze. There's about enough for one drop on each. Oh no, I was wrong, several drops. I'm curious how walleye-y it will be. Oh, okay. It's not chunks of walleye, it's like a walleye cake. It's really quite delicious. It's very spiced, it tastes of dill. It's a little bit sour, maybe from the lemon. Overall pleasant, not a ton of walleye flavor. Let me hit it in this sauce right here. This sauce looks tremendous. Oh. Very satisfying, crunchy on the outside, kind of steamed and gooey on the inside. That's our first course. Now,
this is a golden, crispy piece of fried walleye fillet, the star of their walleye sandwich.
it starts with a hoagie bun split open. First, we've got some Pavarti cheese, then the walleye. Fresh shredded lettuce, some diced tomato, then a delicious strip of tartar sauce going on next. This food costs this much money. Is it worth it? Let's find out. It's gonna be messy, but let's go for it. That's the walleye. That is undeniably a big succulent piece of fish. The walleye has a nice taste. It's a little bit minerally. Definitely tastes like a lake fish. The tartar sauce has some zing. The fish fillet, I mean, it is fried, it's heavy, it's crunchy on the outside, and just basically like a steamed fish on the inside. Plus, you know, vegetables for health to keep the doctor away. It doesn't get more Minnesota than that. So at this point, I believe I've eaten 9 foods. That's a lot of foods. From here, I want to add up our total and see if I indeed did spend over $100 on fair food. Let's find out. Guys, that is the end of the video today. We went to 5 locations and ate roughly 9 foods, and we spent this much money. Is that over $100? It easily is. Today we spent a lot of money, but I did try a lot of different foods, and I gotta say, people here aren't skimping. Yes, they charge a lot of money, but I think they give a lot of value and a lot of quality at the same time. My stomach's a little fatter, my wallet's a little thinner, but I couldn't be happier.
Now, just like Lewis and Clark, we're pushing even further westward to the Washington State Fair, the biggest in the Pacific Northwest and one of the largest in the world.
Good morning and welcome to the Washington State Fair. Quick tip, if you want to go to a fair without any lines, go early in the morning. Also, going on a weekday doesn't hurt. Today it's Thursday, it's early morning, they just opened, and we basically have the place to ourselves.
Here, when you're done with the rides and the seal shows, you'll witness some of this country's most odd, unusual, unnerving food creations.
State fairs are the perfect place to experiment with food, taking ingredients you would never expect to see together, but jamming them together anyways and seeing what happens. Like crossing a corgi with a husky. It shouldn't be done, but it's fun to watch.
From Fruity Pebble cheese dogs, all the way to battered and deep fried pork belly.
Check out this white pile right here. This is a respectable white pile, enough to make Pablo Escobar impressed.
Today, I'm here to try it all.
This could get brutal by the end of the day.
And it all starts here.
This place is called Kalinka Piroshki.
Malinka Pierogi started its journey in the 1970s here in Seattle, offering a traditional Ukrainian cuisine experience to folks in the USA.
We've been doing mobile food operations since 1979. My grandmother, when she was running it, she had my father stand up front and eat them, just to show off that, look what we have here.
I want that job where you just stand outside your own place and eat the food continuously. I would also have to have alcohol on the menu then.
Waiting in line here comes with a tasty reward, a pierogi. It's essentially a cheeseburger tucked inside a donut.
I've broken into the kitchen and this is where all the fun begins. They have a dough mixer right here behind me. As soon as the dough is done, we're gonna see how the stuffing works. I believe this may be some kind of a dough extruder portioning device. She gets this big lever, squeezes it down, and then let's see what that's done to the dough. Boom, perfect portions. She works it a little bit by hand, and then it's in with the fillings, starting with beef, a load of beef, and then a big, respectable square of cheddar cheese. Close it up, and that is ready for the fryer. But they don't just let it fry or float on top of the oil. They're actually gonna put it in a little oil jail. The outside feels amazing, just like crunchy, perfectly tan fried bread. And man, there is so much meat and so much cheese on the inside. I'm a little scared that it's gonna boil my face off when I take a bite, but let's see what happens. Oh man, that is like a thick, cakey dough wrapper on the outside. The bread is so thick, I hardly even got to the meat yet, but you can see it just steaming inside there. It looks gorgeous. All right, let me get a big meat bite. The beef is super heavy and greasy. I think I found a little bit of the cheese in there too. The seasoning blend in there tastes pretty simple and straightforward. It's definitely like salt, pepper. It doesn't really have a strong flavor. It tastes just kind of like the natural beefiness, which is nice. The cheese is also nice, very creamy, delicious. Oh look, a forklift. That guy's gonna have to carry me out of here later.
The Washington State Fair welcomed its first visitors in 1900. Now, every year, more than 1 million attendees flock to the 160-acre fairground for a myriad of unique experiences. A brief stroll from our Ukraine kitchen introduces me to another taste of Europe.
Fleischkuchle, German?
German. As a German word, it means little meat cake.
Despite the tongue-twisting name, the cash cow here is much more easy to say, and they call it the beef turnover. An ice cream scoop full of seasoned minced beef and a hit of jalapeno is encased inside a flattened dough and then deep fried.
We started serving here in 1963. There was 3 grandmas that started a booth on the outside of the fair, and they were serving them for like 17 cents.
Fair prices have only gone up like 10% since then, roughly.
However, our bizarre food theme has led us to this.
All right, we have come into the kitchen to see how the mac and tots are made, and it all starts with frying the tater tot.
We always had people saying you guys need to have something along with your beef turnover, you know, a hamburger and french fries and that kind of thing. So we started with the tater tots, and then we kind of had already macaroni and cheese as a kid's meal, and so we just kind of combined them one day, and then it just started flying off the shelf.
Tots are done. Let's head over to the mac and cheese station.
The love story between America and mac and cheese dates back at least 3 centuries. These days, the average American consumes over 2 pounds of mac and cheese per year.
I grew up in Minnesota in a trailer house, and so for me, mac and cheese comes from a blue box, and you don't bake it and put like a crumb on top of it. What kind of mac and cheese are we dealing with here?
We don't use Kraft mac and cheese. We use like a Stouffer's.
Oh, so you use like a Velveeta?
Yeah.
For me, that was fancy.
To round off our mac and tots, shredded cheddar cheese and bacon bits.
Boom! Mac and tots, $10. It is a carbohydrate bomb. It's carbs on carbs. The only protein here is the bacon. That's gonna really lighten things up. It's not. I'm gonna grab a tot. These tots are super crispy. Salty, crunchy goodness. You know, this is a good base that we're starting out with. But this dish is not just about the tater tots. Right here, we have the mac and cheese. Super creamy, soft noodles, buttery, rich, decadent. Tots and mac and cheese together at last. You got crunch and you got creaminess all in one mouthful. And I got some smoky bacon in there too. How am I gonna eat like 6 more foods today? Oh man.
As the hunt for more bizarre food offerings continues, I'm headed toward a maniacal meat maestro who's battering and frying thick chunks of pork belly.
It's a dessert meat.
But before that, I'm making time for some unknown southern delights.
four-wheeling in the swamp tonight.
This place is known as Hattie Mae's Southern Delights. I'm looking at the menu right now. You can find fried green tomatoes, alligator kebabs, an andouille sausage corn dog. So lots of cool Southern food, but foods that have been fairified. Today I'm here for one peculiar, bizarre offering, and that is the biscuit battered shrimp. It sounds like breaded shrimp, but no, the construction gets wild. All right, boom, I'm in the kitchen right here with Steven. Steven is gonna be assembling our biscuit battered shrimp.
First, Steve drops battered shrimpies into a fiery pool of oil. Then battered okra are fried alongside in true Southern fashion.
And then we fry a waffle cone. I'm gonna sit that there for a few seconds while this cooks. And then as soon as these are done, I'm gonna grab those some gravy on top of it.
So we start with 3 fried shrimp inside the cone, then 4 pieces of fried okra, then the remaining shrimp pieces get piled on top. Oh my gosh, country gravy going on top. This thing is wild. And that is the final product. I cannot wait to try that out. I'm gonna pick out a shrimp to begin with. You can see it's falling apart. There's some gravy on there. It's got that beautiful batter and it's still steaming too. That's good.
I feel happy.
Plump, juicy shrimp, delicious flavor, really crunchy on the outside, a wonderfully seasoned batter. That is awesome. All right, I'm gonna, how do I approach this?
I feel happy. So happy.
I can't believe how good this is. You have the crunch of the waffle cone on the outside, and then I just love the way he smothered it with gravy until the gravy was going all the way to the bottom of the cone. There's so much delicious, super savory country gravy flavor in there. Even the okra tastes super fresh. It's essentially a salad in a cone because there's 4 fried okras.
Biscuit battered shrimp. It's one of the newest inventions of this mad food scientist and stall owner, Mitch.
Personally, I love Cajun Creole food. We just wanted to kind of bring something unique to the fairground, and this happens to be the only Southern themed booth on the fairgrounds.
Besides Hattie Mae's, Mitch owns and runs 24 other stalls on the fairgrounds, catering to cravings you didn't even know you had, including fatty pork belly that's been transformed into a decadent dessert.
Boom, I'm here with Mitch again.
A shrine for fried food fanatics, Totally Fried presents an array of deep fried treats, ranging from Oreos to cheesecake. However, I'm here for their most eccentric concoction.
Let's talk about the fried candied pork belly. How does that work?
Breaking the barrier between meat and sweets isn't new, but it also isn't easy. For example, in central Vietnam, a dessert of roasted pork inside of tapioca balls are served with a sugary syrup.
That is awesome, but it's so weird.
So good. So weird.
So weird.
But Mitch's fried candied pork belly was born to shatter calorie records.
Basically, we kind of bury it beneath brown sugar, also a little bit of rock candy syrup, and a lot of salt. And we just slow cook it for about 4 hours till it's nice and tender and crispy. And then we batter it, deep fry it, and then coat it with a lot of powdered sugar. And serve it with a gochujang mayo.
A little bit of Korean influence in there, I like it. Take a look at that beauty. Just big, thick, crunchy pieces of batter on the outside that have been fried up nicely. Nothing left to do but to put it inside me. Oh my God, this is awesome. Pork is already kind of a sweet meat, so it doesn't hurt to add even more sugar. And it is so soft, tender, gelatinous almost. Gonna give that a little bit of a dip. Now, I'm curious, is it gochujang? Why is it orange? Gochujang mayo, it should be red. Yep, I taste it. There is a little bit of gochujang in there. This is really unique because, you know, living in Asia, it's easy to get pork belly everywhere. In the US, if you want pork belly, you can only find it in the form of bacon at a mainstream grocery store. But here, he's got his own meat guy. I need a meat guy. Maybe me and his meat guy could meet. I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Any state fair isn't complete without food on a stick. From 3-foot-long corn dogs.
What do you keep doing? At some point, it's gonna go through me, Calvin.
To the giant dilly dogs at the Minnesota State Fair.
Gravity is not helping me right now.
I thought I'd seen it all. That was until I arrived at Extreme Carnival Eats.
You're the roast of my beef, the mash to my potato.
This stall takes Korea's wildest corn dog creations to the next level with over-the-top food options like this. The Hot Cheeto Cheese Dog. A massive chunk of cheese on a stick is wrapped in batter, dragged in breadcrumbs, then deep fried. After, it's coated in nacho cheese, then hot Cheeto powder. Finally, it's garnished with sriracha mayo. Yet the most eccentric dog you'll encounter here is dressed up like Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
My favorite cereal in the world would probably be Fruity Pebbles. Maybe after Golden Grahams and then Cocoa Pebble. It's top 3. But you have a Fruity Pebbles Korean cheese dog. What's that about?
Welcoming me here, Mary, the boss and visionary of Extreme Carnival Eats.
It's basically a giant mozzarella stick dipped in our special batter, rolled in tempura, and then we coat it after it's cooked in Fruity Pebble cereal. It's delicious.
Well, let's find out for ourselves.
What makes this a Korean dog? A couple things. One, it's filled with cheese. Two, the panko crust on the outside. It's a very Korean thing. I remember my first time I tried it in Korea. I lived there for 8 years and I thought, is there shake and bake on my corn dog? Because that's what it feels like. Let's pick it up. Oh man, nice structural integrity. It's not like too gooey. We got kind of a jam sauce. I wonder if we're gonna get a cheese pull out of this. Whoa, that's incredible. It's sweet and it's cheesy. The Fruity Pebbles are giving off that amazing artificial fruit essence. I like it. The jam sauce, that ties it all together. That makes it work. It's kind of like the sweet binding agent that brings all the elements together, like booze at a party. This lady has an insane menu. I wish I could just do a whole episode about her and how her brain works. The only thing that's not remarkable on her menu is a bucket of fries. No offense. It makes sense that you have it there for the people who want to order that, but you come here and you see all this and you order French fries? Don't hang out with people like that.
If this cheesy fruity stick hasn't left you shocked and dismayed, then our final food of the day most definitely will.
Peanut butter, jelly, bacon, and of course the hot dog in there too. What do you think makes this combination work?
But first, Mary has another quirky recipe hidden up her sleeve.
Nashville hot chicken waffle sandwich. So it's chicken with Nashville hot sauce between 2 Belgian waffles. It's kind of a spin-off on chicken and waffles.
The marriage of chicken and waffles initially served the needs of night owls, grappling with the choice between a late night dinner and an early breakfast, providing a delightful fusion of the two.
You have the sweetness of the syrup along with the saltiness of the chicken. And you know, savory and sweet are your two tastes you want to go for when you eat.
It's like Bonnie and Clyde.
Exactly.
Boom! I'm in the kitchen with Mike. We're gonna see how he makes the Nashville hot chicken waffle. It all starts with the chicken. So right here we have what looks like chicken fingers, and that's gonna hit the oil right now. Does this beep when it's done? Yep. Do you ever hear that beep in your nightmares?
No.
What makes chicken and waffles great is that the sweetness actually works really well with the fried chicken. Is this gonna be sweet? Is it gonna be hot? What am I looking at here?
So the waffles aren't super sweet, just a little hint of sweetness. And the Nashville hot isn't too extremely hot, it's more of a medium Nashville hot sauce.
Nashville medium. I like it. Sounds safe.
Mary and her husband launched into their state fair journey over a decade ago, debuting with a pizza booth. Last year, they birthed Extreme Carnival Eats, transforming their wildest ideas into reality.
5 minutes has gone by. Let's take out that chicken. And it's time to dump it under the heat lamps. Now the chicken is ready. We got to get started with the waffle. Grab a waffle, fling it on the flat top, grab some chicken, place the chicken on the waffle. Some pickles next. This is the Nashville hot right here. Oh, and right here we have a sweet syrup going on. This is an amazing combination. Time to top it off, and that is complete. Right here we have our Nashville hot chicken waffle for $16.35. Now, it doesn't really compress. Oh my gosh, can I even pick this up? Oh no. I gotta give the handleability about a 3 out of 10. I'm so sorry, Mary. Okay, I've got it now. It's dripping to the plate below. It's very inviting. I've heard of toasting up buns for a burger, but toasting up the waffle, that's nice. Man, that is a delightful texture combination. Just like Mary said, it is savory and it's sweet. That chicken is so crunchy, and the waffle, I gotta say, putting the waffle on the flat top, that is key. This is like a pre-made Belgian waffle. If you get a waffle like this just from a bag, it's gonna be kind of dry. You gotta do stuff to it to kind of toast it and soften it up at the same time. The only thing is that they should call this Nashville mild. Mary, I'm not hating. I love you, and I love your zeal. It's not hot. But it's crunchy, it's savory, it's sweet, and it's delicious.
Before I reach the weight limit for a forklift,
that guy's gonna have to carry me out of here later.
There's still room in my stomach for one more dog, a hot dog. Here at Starvin' Marvin's. Setting their food truck in motion in 2018, Melissa and her wife have been producing a distinctive assortment of gourmet hot dogs for the fortunate people of Washington.
What makes a hot dog gourmet and not just a normal hot dog?
So it's all about the quality of the meat, but then also the toppings. All sorts of fun toppings, things that you maybe wouldn't ever think to put on top of a hot dog.
If you crave the ultimate comfort food, the Mac Daddy won't disappoint you. Stacking mac and cheese and bacon on a hot dog. For a bolder option, consider the Chicago dog, boasting pickle, tomato, mustard, onion, relish, celery salt, and hot peppers. It should be clear by now that the hot dog game at Starvin' Marvin is aiming to knock off your socks or any other type of footwear.
What are the menu items that give people a double take, where people are like, wait, what is that?
Peanut butter, jelly, and bacon every single time.
It's peanut butter, jelly, bacon, and of course the hot dog in there too.
Yep.
How'd you come up with this?
As the name suggests, the PB&J&B hot dog takes off with a massive peanut butter smear inside the hot dog bun.
My wife and I were just sitting at home one day. I'm from upstate New York where like hot dogs are like a thing anywhere you go pretty much.
Next, a hot dog rests in that cozy bed.
And I like jelly on a lot of things.
Followed by a sweet hit of jelly.
I've never had peanut butter, jelly, and bacon, but we were just sitting there like, let's try it.
And a hailstorm of bacon bits.
So we put it together and we're like, this is a winner, the sweet and salty, it works, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my final bizarre state fair food. Because after this, I'm gonna explode. My stomach cannot take it anymore. Oh look, this band is doing sound check. Oh yeah, let's pick it up. Let's test that structural integrity. The bun seems nice and soft. Crunching it together, I'm smushing it together. I'm gonna spread that bacon out. You can see that jelly sticking out. This is awesome. You know, as somebody who grew up in a trailer house eating Jif and Smucker's jelly, this is close to my heart. Dun 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 dun. Oh, wow. You gotta be careful. There's a thick streak of peanut butter in there. I got it, and my God, it is delicious. It's such a beauty. I mean, the bacon adds some crunch on top, sweet jelly, but you gotta be careful. That peanut butter will seal your trachea shut. Make sure you got plenty of saliva going beforehand. Sonny, pace yourself. It's not a competition. I'm trying to figure out, does it taste like I spilled some peanut butter and jelly into my hot dog, or I spilled a hot dog into my peanut butter and jelly? Because it's one or the other. I think it's more like a hot dog fell into my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I kept eating it anyways. How would that happen? Practically? I don't know.
Next, I'm on a mission to disregard the calories and cholesterol in search of the most over-the-top delicious destinations I can find.
This bite is probably worth $1. Let's go for it.
First, we're gearing up for a heart-stopping calorie bomb that will surely make my cardiologist demand a raise. Introducing mac and cheese with a bit of a southern twist. At this stall, America's favorite comfort food takes flight with the addition of crawfish. Down in the deep south, crawfish are the star of any good cook-up.
Oh, yes!
Prepared and boiled in epic proportions, these guys pack a single bite of sweet, soft meat, kind of like a tiny lobster. Now, these mud bugs have made their way up north, and they've joined this blend of noodles and creamy cheese.
Do you have somebody in the back with a bunch of crayfish and a toothpick?
We buy them already pre-made. With the amount of sales we go through, there's no way we could keep up by trying to boil the crawfish ourselves.
You know what? It was a fake question. I assumed the audience would assume that.
Sure.
I knew the whole time. All right, right here we have our mac and cheese, and the crawfish are already mixed inside. Hit it with some oiled cured peppers, and that is ready to go.
My blood pressure might regret it later, but to spice things up, I'm taking our meal to the next level with Mitch's ultimate bestseller.
I'm not sure why, but alligator kebab is by far our most popular item.
I get it. This is gooey duck territory, not alligator territory. So maybe people in Louisiana would be blown away by the gooey ducks.
Show me you got some.
How do you make the alligator kebab?
We soak the gator tenderloin in buttermilk, some spices for 7 days, stick it on a kebab with onions, and then we basically funnel cake batter. Then we deep fry it and serve it with like a sweet mustard. Got a little bit of horseradish in there as well, and then top it with a little bit of blackening spice.
I never knew that alligator was on my list for cheat days, but now it absolutely is. This looks awesome. I can't wait to try it out. Right here we have my first meal of the day, and it is a heavy one. Come take a look at this. Now that we're in the light, you can see I love the color of the peppers on top, and then we got that mac and cheese looking oily, creamy, and rich. I was hoping they would have several strips of crawfish tails just laying on top, but no, they're all buried within. Cheers. Super creamy, and then a bit of spice coming from those peppers on top. Sour and hot. That's a nice contrast to the cheese, because the sourness kind of cuts through the heaviness of this right here. I got a tail on that one. I gotta say, I like it. You know, crawfish can have a little bit different flavor. Almost be a little bit muddy sometimes. This ain't like that at all. Right here, the alligator. Come take a look at this. Now, I've had alligator before, but I've never had anything like this. And also, you know, putting the onions on there, it's almost like we have onion rings as well. This looks so good. Let's go for it. It's delicious. Super juicy, succulent, quite salty. But that batter on there is really nice, really crispy, and it holds in the juices. It's like when you eat a mozzarella stick and the juices from the cheese just explode out. It's the alligator version of that. It's not quite chicken, but it's more juicy. It's not quite fish. It's not flaky. It's something in between. I'm gonna hit it in the sauce right here. The sauce is almost like a honey mustard. It's sweet, it's mustardy. Oh, there's a clown. Do you think that guy rode here on that little bike?
Oh, look what he's got.
Oh no. Come on over. I got some mac and cheese filled with crawfish.
Crawfish? Well, that was crawfish then.
Stop eating the most expensive part of my dish.
You still got the vegetable. That's the good stuff.
Ever wonder what makes hearts race or makes taste buds do the tango? It's the sizzling, crispy wonders that come straight from this golden oil. Welcome back to Totally Fried.
I'm here with Mitch. Again?
Last time we were here, I took a flavorful plunge into the world of deep-fried pork belly.
Wow, what a mix of emotion.
But there's much more sizzle and pop here to find. Deep-fried pickles, even deep-fried Snickers. But what's stealing the spotlight as the most decadent would have to be their deep-fried cheesecake.
What is the secret behind a good fried cheesecake?
I mean, you gotta make sure it's a balance between not too sweet, a little bit creamy, the right amount of cream cheese.
We'll find out.
The cheesecake alone is a clandestine affair between a velvety dream and a naughty slice of heaven. And the transformation that's about to be performed here is a one-way ticket to dessert nirvana.
Right now we're in the kitchen and I'm about to see how this cheesecake is battered and fried. Submerge the entire thing, get a nice thick layer of corn dog batter and let it slowly descend into that hot oil. Looks like this one's ready. It's perfectly golden brown. So our cheesecake is done being fried, but it is not done. First, some whipped cream. Then hit it with some chocolate. Then an avalanche of powdered sugar. And that is complete. I've seen fried cheesecake around the country and I just never had the nerve to try it out because I thought, fried cheesecake, I already know what to expect. It's gonna be a wedge of cheesecake, they're gonna fry it. But no, here it's something a bit unexpected. First of all, whipped cream from a can. If you guys ever saw my house tour, you'll know that I love whipped cream in a can. It's very nice. Tastes just like whipped cream in a can. Where do we start? Okay, I'm gonna just go right down the middle, rip it open. Take a look at that. That is a load of cheesecake. That already would be a delicious, satisfying dessert on its own. I like the cheesecake is still cold on the inside and it's warm and crunchy on the outside. Let's try it out. First of all, man, that cheesecake is awesome. It's just like a sweet cream cheese. And when it comes to this batter, thicker is better. This is a heavy food, not just heavy like it has a lot of fat, like it weighs 2 pounds in my hands. And so you need a strong coating of batter that can handle all that weight, like me when I put on a Speedo. All right, this is my final bite. I've got some of the cheesecake inside, some of that batter, and then some whipped cream on top. Cheers, let's go for it. It's good quality cheesecake. This is wild. I honestly can't believe it. He's charging like 10 bucks. That's the same you'd pay at a restaurant. And you know, state fairs are notorious for ripping people off. So it's a good price. It's a lot of food. Bring your extended family. You're gonna need help with this one.
You wanna know the ultimate secret to taming your inner sweets craving monster? Simply become best friends with Mitch, the mad genius behind 25 food stalls at these here fairgrounds.
Are you looking for staff? Because I worked at Applebee's. I did get fired.
You can do it today, sure, but after that we'll fire you.
Okay.
Our next stop, the Big Cheese, is one of his absolute masterpieces.
No cheat day would be complete without dessert or without cheese. That's what they're serving here behind me. They have cheese, everything. Fried cheese curds, a giant fried mozzarella stick, jumbo cheddar stuffed tater tots. Then they have what I came here for, the cheddar cheese ice cream. Let's go inside and see him poop it out of a machine. The owner would love if I described it as pooping out the ice cream.
If you think this is just your run-of-the-mill ordinary cheese ice cream, well then, my foodie friends, you are in for a surprise. This goes beyond being a dessert. It's a wild fusion, so gloriously unhealthy that your taste buds will throw a party while your nutritionist runs away screaming.
So our recipe here begins with the streusel. A streusel that will soon be adorned with cheddar ice cream.
Now crown the supreme dessert overlord with a dollop of golden soft serve cheddar cheese ice cream.
We have our dessert right here. I love that you can come here and get a cheese appetizer, a cheese meal, and a cheese dessert. So we've got streusel and some melted ice cream on there too. Let's try it out. Magical, flaky, crunchy, melty, cinnamon, apple. It's delicious, but that's not why we came here. We came here for the ice cream that has almost melted already. I wish I could soft serve this right into my mouth. I wonder if this is how they made it. It tastes like generic white ice cream, but they added Kraft macaroni and cheese powder mix into it. That would give it the color, and that's the kind of flavor it has. It has that kind of like beautiful powder chemical cheese flavor to it. Mix the cheese ice cream with some strudel. I like it. It's very unique. I thought this was gonna be a stunt food, some kind of BS that's inedible, but no. Oh, dang it. That's gonna screw up the continuity. People are gonna know we shoot out of order.
Perhaps no food is more comforting to Americans than that which comes from our neighbors to the south. And here at Raspados del Sur, Tino is delivering a sinful fiesta feast.
This place was established in 1984, the same year I was established as a human being. Are you the one who started this place? Because you don't seem old enough.
Tino is the second generation maestro behind this brand.
My dad started this business.
Originally, they were all about the cool vibes of shaved ice. Then their menu went loco with vibrant, brightly colored drinks like the
Mangonada
or like the
Burrito Locos.
But even with these drinks, it would be a mistake to skip out on the food, especially their Toasty Locos.
Loco is insanity. For your Toasty Locos, how loco are they?
They're pretty crazy. It's a big bunk for one person.
Last time when I was in Mexico City, I had Dorito Locos. What is the difference?
So they started using different kind of chips, and they started naming them after whatever chips, then Locos.
Boom, I am in the kitchen. I've got Mary right here behind me, and she's gonna help me in making the Toasty Locos. And when I say help me, I mean she's gonna do everything. So we've got the Tostitos here. That goes inside. We got mango, cucumber, and jicama. Oh no, they're mixed. I hate cucumber, but just do it. Here we have pickled pork skin and some peanuts for a little bit of texture. Tamarind candy going next. Then we've got chamoy, some Valentina sauce, tahini, and a little bit of salt, just in case we didn't have enough sodium. Finally, a lime. Wow. Tino said this thing is Locos, and he was not lying. This thing looks ridiculous. Let's go outside and try it out. The smell is wild. It smells spicy and like crazy sour. Let's try out the tamarind candy. Wow, sweet, salty, semi-unbearable. That's a lot of flavor in there, my friend. This is pork skin that's been put in vinegar. That's a cool texture. It's kind of like eating calamari. I think it would be a miracle for me to get down there and find a chip. There we go. I got some Tostitos, a nut. Is that a cucumber? It is. Some jicama in there, some pork, a little bit of that crazy sweet and salty tamarind food. The chips give it a generous crunch, as do the peanuts, but I gotta say, guys, this is very sour and very salty. I'd go into salt shock if I ate all this. The best part is you put extra salt. I think the problem is me, my taste buds are just not trained up for this. I gotta say, it's not called the Good Mental Health Tostitos. It's called Toasty Locos. It means insane. It means to be crazy. And this right here fits the bill. The only thing I'm missing is a giant frothy beer.
No cheat day can be complete without a supreme protein that hits a bit different. Look no further than Piggly's Seafood, a stall that's been rocking fairgoers for 50 years.
Just a moment ago, I saw a gentleman with a big industrial-sized bag of lobster. He put it on the flat top and he was smothering it with butter. That is the prime ingredient. Then, after the lobster is ready, it goes into a myriad of different dishes. They've got lobster tacos, they've got lobster french fries, they have lobster rolls, and they have what I'm here for today, the lobster baked potato.
Imagine living in a fever dream you never want to end. That's the magic of lobster stuffed potatoes. It all starts with the sizzling sounds of hundreds of lobster tails hitting the flat top with garlic and butter, creating a haunting symphony that will speak to your soul.
This is where the potato journey begins, right here in this oven, where they're getting nice, steamy, and soft. Wow, mucho grande. So first he cuts it, spreads it open, and that right there is already a lot of food. Eat it with salt, then Alfredo sauce going on next. From here, lobster, a lot of it, oh my gosh. Hit it with a special mayo sauce. Next, some purple onion, scallions, then some Parmesan cheese, and right here is our final product. This is a baked potato for the 1%. This is for the people who fly in private jets and tell you not to drive a car. They're eating this kind of baked potato. I'm gonna try grabbing just a piece of the edge here. Oh, there we go. I've got onions, sauce, mayo, lobster. This bite is probably worth $1. Go for it. Alfredo works really well. Now, the most difficult thing about eating a baked potato is that it can get kind of dry sometimes, and we have plenty of throat lubrication with this Alfredo sauce. Next, lobster bite. Oh my gosh, that is not just one lobster. That's a lobster and a lot of his friends. That's good. That is satisfying, it's juicy, it's buttery. I think they've really nailed the base of this dish, the foundation. If they didn't have a good potato, this thing wouldn't work at all. It's chewy on the outside, it's soft in the inside. I mean, look at this. It just becomes like instant mashed potato as you move around the starchy part. Oh, we've got the perfect bite right here. Alfredo, some potato starch, lots of lobster. Let's try it out.
I know sometimes life can be tough.
Yeah, I was teleported. This, for a cheat day, very satisfying. It's creamy, it's carby, it's got seafood. But our next location has even other stuff. I'm not sure what it has, but we're gonna find out. It kind of looks like a car. Mostly it looks like a guy bent over.
Before my cheat day euphoria tips the scale into full-on regret and self-loathing, I'll end this day on a high in the hands of Mary. At her Pizza by the Slice booth, it's a carnival of flavors. Mexican corn pizza, pickle pizza, and the one I'm after,
the Hot Cheeto Pizza.
Hot Cheeto Pizza, the fiery daredevil of the pizza universe. Picture this, a crispy golden crust blanketed in a fiery storm of crushed hot Cheetos.
How'd you come up with that idea?
Well, me loving hot Cheetos and me loving pizza, I thought, how can I combine the two? So I take the Cheetos and grind them to a dust so they're nice and fresh, so it still has that nice unique flavor of the hot Cheeto. And then we brush the cheese pizza with a little garlic butter, and then we top it with a hot Cheeto, and there you go.
All right, folks, you know the rules. It's a one-bite taste test. Let's go for it. We got the Route 66 pizza right here. Take a look at that hot Cheeto action. So essentially, it's a cheese pizza, but then they just crusted it with that Cheeto dust. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna grab one right now. I love that they have this giant pizza and they just do 6 slices. So anybody who comes here and gets pizza by the slice, they get a huge piece of pie. This is hard to do with one hand. How does Portnoy do this? That's wild. Starting from the bottom, excellent dough, pillowy and soft like my abs. On top of that, a nice savory tomato sauce, a pile of cheese, and then just so much of that hot Cheeto dust. You can actually feel it crunching still. The topping was already added like 5 minutes ago. It's still crunchy, and it's spicy too. It is hot. Oh my God, there's so much seasoning. It's salty as heck. I'm gonna take one more bite, fold it in half. You gotta taco it. That is a pizza sensation. Now, could I take down a whole pizza of this? No, it'd be way too much. I mean, there must be a bag and a half of Cheetos on here. But for one slice, it is such a fun new experience. It's crunchy, it's cheesy, it's doughy, all together in one pizza pie. Beyond this, she has the pickle pizza. She has the Mexican corn pizza. I'm very curious to see what she does in the future with her new pizza creations. But this was awesome. Plus, one slice, $10. That ain't that bad. Boom, and that is the end of our ultimate cheat day here at the Washington State Fair. What's next? Salad, vegetables, regret, bloating, diarrhea. Sorry. If I had to pick a favorite from this cheat day, a food that I would love to try again, it would be a tie between the lobster baked potato and the alligator kebabs. The alligator kebabs really brought it. They were greasy, juicy, crispy, and then they had a great sauce to go with them. But really, I enjoyed everything and trying all these people's unique, imaginative innovations. Guys, this has been 6 different days at the fair, 2 videos in New York, 2 videos in Minnesota, and now ending the 2nd video here in Washington. I hope you enjoyed this fun state fair series across the country. Let me know downstairs in the comments, should we do it again? Should we hit up other state fairs throughout the country? If not, I still might do it anyways, because it's a lot of fun for me and super easy. All the food is like really near each other. Anyways, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Let's go find a toy.